Admit. Let's see, participants. Hey,
There she is.
hi Kathy, can you hear us?
Uh-oh, no audio.
Um,
All right, sorry, I was muted. I can hear you loud and clear.
okay, good.
We hear you.
I didn't have to unplug or restart anything other than turning on the room and telling it to retry to connect, and everything's working fine.
Excellent. All right. So let's see. I see Clay, Scott, you, and Marie.
Yes.
And I think Mike just drove in.
All right. I heard from Beth. She is not going to be able to make it.
Okay,
Okay.
that'll be it.
Right. And if we have any guests, you'll have to let me know because the camera doesn't show me who's there.
Okay.
Yes. Yes, you can't see anybody from.
Nope, just the tables. So I
Just
see
the-
you all.
Mike.
Is that on the,
Hey, Mike.
what are you doing?
We're live on Zoom, yeah.
Let's get started. 6:05.
Sorry, I'm late.
That's right.
And Kathy, you have everybody. Are you taking minutes?
I am.
Good. So you got us. No guests
I
yet. We're starting the meeting at 6:04. And we will proceed with the approval of the minutes from May 13th. Taking a look because I didn't really look. Did anybody find
I
anything?
didn't see anything.
No, everything looks reasonable to me.
Okay. Then I move that we accept the minutes as written.
Second,
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous?
Unanimous.
Yeah. On the agenda. Oh, wait a minute, what else was on there? There was some, hang on, go back. I see there's quite a few documents.
Those are all the berry, the
That's-
orchard.
We'll skip that
Documents.
for now then. Go to the agenda. I tried to print it out, my printer ran out of ink. Okay. So Schoolhouse Meadow Planting Day. I forget where we are with that because I couldn't make something. What is the date? Do we have a date?
We need to set one.
Is that one? All right. Are we sort of ready to kind of do things? Are you ready?
I have,
we got wood chips, we got, we put the tarp back,
Yes,
blew off again,
I
in
saw.
the other direction this time.
Right,
And it's, the stuff under the bed, it looks like,
okay.
you know, quick rake and all that grass.
all that was survived was milkweed, which was good.
Let me see.
Can't kill that stuff.
Is there any
Beth?
reason? Is there any reason to delay much? In other words, should we just get it done right away this week, maybe?
So Beth mentioned that she did not have the plants yet. Bagley Pond did not, has not contacted her that the plants are ready.
Okay,
So, I mean, we could potentially, plant part of it and just cover the rest with the wood chips. And then when those plants come in, we can plant them later.
Yeah.
Or maybe we just aim for the end of the month.
Okay.
let's go a little further out, because there was a couple of things that I wanted to think about, like I have these two hemlock beams, we might want to use them to kind of shore up some, because it slopes in a weird way.
We could do June 27th if that's available. Saturday, June 27th.
Look,
June 27th?
yeah,
I'm not available that weekend,
okay,
but that's just me.
let me just see here.
Father's Day is the weekend prior, so
The 4th of July is the weekend after.
yeah, it's already the 10th, so
Father's Day is what, the 20th or the 21st?
21st.
21st.
Hmm,
We had planned on the 20th at the last meeting, so I put it in the calendar.
I know, that's what.
Oh, we did.
Is there a problem with the 20th?
20th.
You're, aren't you
Yeah,
doing that walk?
Because you were doing a hike with Eric on the 20th.
Oh, that's right, I am at 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
It's not on this calendar, but you're right. All right, let me look at the 27th.
Were you guys hiking in the town
Oh,
forest?
Jesus. I was just looking, yes. Which, I'll get it in that in a minute. Priscilla Weston's funeral is the 27th. 10 o'clock.
Oh,
Well, she died last year.
Yeah, but it's,
They just delayed
there's
it.
a, you know, and the minister's staying at my house for 2 nights, but anyway, let's see. Well. I don't, yeah, so Father's Day, the 21st, huh?
It's getting so light out at night, maybe we could actually do it during,
Yeah, early evening.
Afternoon, yeah,
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 problem is it's hot though,
yeah.
Yeah,
but hot and frequently terminated with thunderstorms.
unless you want to do it early on the 20th, like at 8, and then you can go to your hike with Eric at 10, and,
it's true,
you know, we
could
could,
do that,
people could be on the.
let's do it,
Yeah, let's do the
20th at
20th. At 8 o'clock,
yeah.
so the
let's do it.
20th at 8 o'clock.
Okay,
I'll still be sleeping, but I'll be there to spare. It's even on Saturdays.
and you won't, be-
no, 20th, I'm there.
okay,
I can be there at 20th. What is
Yep.
that, where, this is the planting.
yeah, it's not gonna be a big thing,
Do we want, are we doing volunteers or just it's us?
no, just us,
Yeah, okay.
but,
8 AM?
yeah,
Okay,
And then you could tell Eric he should show up to help, or else you're not gonna do his hike
yeah,
at
there
10.
we go.
More labor.
so I guess it won't be more than 2 hours then.
No,
It's definitely not. Okay, next, Marsh Property, ZBA meeting, Sean,
You mean report what happened?
is this, am I in the right thing? Yeah, yeah,
Report where it didn't happen.
Well,
I was there, but go ahead.
yeah, so, the spirit in the room was obviously to get, to basically follow the letter of the law. And if there was not obviously they were doing something that was against the letter of the law, then they, even though they debated it a lot, they ultimately agreed to give them the permission to proceed with their having these buildings, or they're really just, they're supposed to be permanent. What they're going to manifest as is permanent pole tents, that they have plans for one, and possible plans to get more from Mark Salisbury, but even those won't be enough for all the vehicles. And that was a concern, that the plan that they don't have plans to follow through to get everything in what they're referring to as buildings, which are really just these tent pole buildings, structures. But they said, well, that'll be the problem of the future enforcement if they don't get everything in the buildings that they're expected to do. So it seemed as if they were going to push a lot of the details onto the planning board, and of course, there's really no mechanism for enforcement. So it was approved. Was that fair?
Yes, but they ended it with saying that the planning board needs to engage the Conservation Commission in the process. They
Yeah,
actually, they
right,
put that into writing.
right.
Well,
That-
he's also, I think there is an enforcement mechanism, because he's already lost the junkyard lawsuit. It's already been declared a junkyard. The only way around it is to get them all in buildings. He has a planned 11,000 square foot building. Near as I can tell from the GIS image, he's gonna be very lucky to get them in 40,000 square feet. I'm guessing it's closer to 50. Cause I actually went and, measured the area of all of the stuff he has parked. And all I did was look at the dense areas. All of the free range vehicles, I ignored them. So I'm guessing he's gonna need something like 50,000. And I think they're putting a 3-year time, either a 2 or 3.
Three, it was 3 years.
Time.
Yeah,
So at the end of 3 years, and this is conjecture on my part because I'm not a lawyer, but because he's already lost the junkyard lawsuit, if he doesn't get them into buildings within 3 years, then it reverts back to the fact that it's a junkyard.
So
Yeah.
we'll be back to square one.
Well, except that we've
Does-
already won, except the town has already won that lawsuit that it's declared a junkyard.
Yeah,
So
so
we
the
don't have to go back
CBA
through
didn't
that.
feel like it had anything, they heard about stuff, but the Marsh, and Alan Marsh is very sketchy on detail and doesn't even if he knew, he doesn't though, he doesn't know what he's dealing with here. He just ignores facts, basically. So, they kicked the can down to the planning board.
But yes, the planning board has
Yes.
the authority to issue a permit or not.
I have some faith in the planning board, getting control of this runaway situation.
I mean, I would think they would ask for some plan, because what, the
Yeah,
guy said he said he's just gonna take his bulldozer.
yeah, he's gonna do it
Bulldoze
himself.
off the top 4 acres of his mountain and do it himself.
Yeah,
I mean.
he said that at the site visit,
Right.
yes.
But they are, Bruce and Russ are both aware of the 100,000 square
Yeah,
foot
yeah.
issue and the fact that that building will not hold all his vehicles.
Yeah,
So their radar's up.
yeah, okay, that's good.
All right,
My
nothing,
radar would be up if the guy really thinks he's gonna bulldoze 4 acres himself without a real plan, a real engineering plan to do it. But that's what would concern me.
well, anyway, the next step will be to do some intercepting at the planning board and participate.
Planning board has a lot of interesting problems to deal with.
All right, moving on. Rindge Wildlife Corridor, Sean.
I missed that event.
So I wanted to go.
Yeah,
All right. Fisk Hill Tract and East Road connectors. So that's the trail, right?
Yeah, that's the trail through, what's your neighbor's name? Bigelow?
Bigelow,
Bigelow and the.
yeah,
So whenever
right.
you have time, Garrett and I will pop over and we'll flag it with you and
okay.
come up with a plan. and-
Why don't, is it possible for you, because I'm fairly flexible. I mean, I could do something this weekend, but is there some kind of a day other than the weekend that you guys can come over?
Yeah, let me talk to Garrett.
Just find it,
Yeah.
try to do it as soon as possible kind of thing with him.
I'll ask him if he's got time next week.
Okay,
Okay.
let's get
And
going.
we'll just map it out, and then I think once we map it out. Garrett's kind of independent, he knows what he's gonna do,
Okay,
boom,
okay,
all of a sudden it'll be done.
okay, good.
That's what he did on my property, we agreed that we were gonna cut these trails in these different locations. And then, I said, yeah, I'll do it with you, yeah, fine, next thing I know, we did a little bit of work, and the next thing I hear is the leaf blowers. He's out there leaf blowing the trails, he cut them, leaf blowed them, and they're
Okay.
just beautiful, so.
does he just leave like the trees and branches on the
Yeah,
side?
he doesn't take down,
Yeah.
he'll take down a sapling, if he gets a line of sight on a trail.
Yeah,
He'll take. a
that's
little
fine,
sapling,
that's what we
about
want,
it.
that's what we
Oh,
want.
he doesn't take down trees,
No,
just saplings, okay.
If there's some trees that should be taken down, I mean, if they really need to be taken down or whatever, then I can do it, but.
Yeah, his thought is that if, you know, you shouldn't have to take down a tree to create a trail.
No, because
Right.
there's plenty of room.
Exactly, so. So, okay, so I'll talk to
Okay.
him and see what he's available for next week, and I'll just close the loop. with you.
Okay.
Okay.
Next, website NRI maps, Kathy.
I have not done that yet, but it is on my list.
Next, Berry property.
You know,
You should tell them about what happened.
help, last
Last
night's
night.
meeting.
Mhm.
So we went to the select board meeting last night, you know. You can add what you want there,
Mhm.
like play, but, there was a discussion for the Berry property. So Scott and I just kind of talked about the current status, you know, there's a number of quote, abutter observed violations to like the basal area. You know, no siltation fencing and things like that. So we kind of discussed all those topics with no real resolution from anybody, but you discussed all those topics. And then at the meeting last night, it was kind of like, you know, the net result of it is that there'll be now it's on the schedule, a meeting with the town lawyer, planning, select board, and then Concom.
We're both gonna go, right?
We're both gonna go.
And you'll be there.
Tuesday at 5 o'clock.
Mhm.
And then what I asked for us was that we get some understanding of whether we can put a stop work order on the logging efforts until we've resolved soil contamination efforts. That, you know, that's kind of the ask that we put in. I don't know what the ask.
We also proposed that the town forester or someone like that does an
Yeah.
official basal area measurement to see if they're already overcutting.
Yeah,
Because it looks like they are.
yeah, it is.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Have
So
you
the
seen
base-
it?
No,
The basal laws
You-
50%.
can you see it from the road?
Yeah, this
You
is the
cannot
buffer.
believe what they've done. so far.
There is a 38,000 square foot, because I went out there with my laser and measured it. There's a 38,000 square foot rectangle that is stripped down to the mineral soil and the soil removed.
You're talking
They-
the first landing just north of the.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
but it's a kind of a dumb thing for a landing, because they basically left crap all the way around the edge that they have to
Yeah.
drive through to get into it. So I don't know what the point of that thing is. They just bulldoze
Well-
and remove the soil.
Yeah, so that.
Did they
was-
bulldoze the soil off to the side or did they remove it?
It looked like it was removed, because the berm is, you know, this high. There's rocks and trees and rocks and
I watched them do some of it. So that's at the very northern end of the orchard. Okay, right where the orchard ends and the forest starts, it's this part of the orchard on North Road, the very northern.
The part that abuts town forest.
Yeah, well, let's think about it. It's just past the bridge that goes over Putnam Brook.
Yep,
Yeah.
So they made a big clearing there. It's, you know, I walked it a couple of times. It's a few hundred feet long, probably 150, 200 feet deep.
I measured 40 yards by 115, so 120 feet deep,
Okay,
345.
so it's about an acre. So,
That's
probably
just
a little less than an acre.
landing area.
And they cleared it and they leveled it. They pushed all the crap. I don't know where the
Soil.
the soil and the stumps are. I'm assuming it's in that berm in the back, but then they
Doesn't look
leveled
big
it.
enough.
What?
Doesn't look big enough to me.
Okay.
Well, the forest is cleared.
I don't know.
The forest is cleared.
Yeah, there's not
So,
been
yeah, the
trees.
forest is the part that's more concerning now, is that if you go north, up North Road and look in, it's like, ooh.
There's a,
You know?
So are they done?
oh,
Okay.
Well, like a week and a half ago, I went and, actually I have a picture of it.
Yeah.
Are they select or are they clear cut?
no, it's a clear cut. There's like,
If you read his cut, his intent to cut,
Hmm.
they're taken out, and then if you look at his prints, his drawings, It basically says take all pine, all hemlock, all oak, all maple, you know. So
All
it's
beach.
all beech.
They only left birch.
It's crazy.
So,
Yeah, so this is looking east from.
That's standing at the road,
Yeah,
on the road.
looking east.
Yeah.
you're looking at that clearing, yeah, that's their landing. So, and they wanna put another landing in right at the bridge of Converse Road. That goes over Putnam Brook, cause they're working on that. And then they have another landing according to their plans, which is on the very southwest corner of the Berry properties on North Road, you know, just west of Putnam. That, you know, you go down maybe half mile, there's a little dip, and you can see a tractor trail going up through the orchard into the woods in there, so.
So Simon Dennis is one of the monks. He, Sunday, he went out and did a basal area research, and he spent 3 hours
He
measuring.
did a good job.
Yeah, really good job.
He did a really
Along
good
the
job.
road and along the creek. And he said that they have, according to what he did, he said they've cut at least 59%. And they're only supposed to cut 50.
There's
Of whatever forest there was.
the buffer, the 150
In the
foot
places where it's, you know, like along the stream and the front road frontage. And then on top of that, he found out, or somebody witnessed, right? They asked the town road agent if they could also clear more out of the area along the road, so the roads would have more sun and be dry.
Yeah.
And that was they did that without anybody's permission. The road agent said, would you do it to make the roads drier? And that would have been an exemption in an existing permit, so that was a violation.
Mhm.
And so we're trying to get some, and then the woman who came from the state, the forester woman, sergeant something, she just looked at it and said it was all fine,
She
you
said
know?
it was,
The woman from the state.
Yeah,
yeah, the sergeant.
who was supposed to be the one that be, you know, checking. But she didn't do any measuring, she just looked and said, looks okay.
Yeah. Yeah, so the law is 150-foot buffer against any town road or highway. There has to be you have to preserve 50% of the basal area, and 50-foot buffer on any stream. You have to preserve.
You know, this is kind of what it looks like, you know?
50% of the basal area.
Yeah, no, that looks like. I mean, this looks like it's not clear cut.
That's the stream,
Yeah,
right.
oh, that's the.
Oh,
stream.
gosh.
yeah. The stream's right here.
And are we looking south?
Yes,
Yeah, yeah. Boy.
I mean, the town forest,
Oh, it's
the town
gonna
forest,
look very
the
different.
town forest is now a little block of forest in the vast wasteland.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, some drone photos would have been nice, but
Yeah, so
I didn't realize that stream was so significant.
Yeah,
that little stream
yeah,
there.
right.
That's a
It
nice
feeds-
stream.
It's a nice stream, yeah.
Yeah, it feeds right into the beaver pond.
Yeah.
That's a year-round stream too.
Hmm.
So. Yes, I mean, so that's the.
Yeah, it's
you
not
have to
as,
Stack all their logs and stuff, so that's the same spot that you were talking about. I'm pretty sure that's the same spot you're talking about, that's the only big.
That rock wasn't down there. No, I took that picture from what the people were saying. I haven't been there in probably a week and a half.
Yeah,
And what they were saying is that they're gonna clear that property in maybe 2 weeks total.
Yeah, I mean,
They've got 3 of those big
those
cut 'em.
Those
take 'em off,
massive
rid of 'em.
had out
things.
washers.
yeah,
So,
yeah, it's amazing. It takes them like 30 seconds to take a tree
Yeah.
down.
so, you know. So you'd like to think you could get some control over it, but it doesn't appear that that's gonna happen, I mean, you know. Was maybe a month and a half ago, we were trying to set up that meeting, right? Never happened. And then there was supposedly another meeting that was gonna happen last week, never happened. So it's basically taken a month of trying to get lawyers in the room to understand what we can and cannot do. Now it's down to Tuesday. I mean,
Except for the fact that the selectmen, I think, it at least took from the situation that it is urgent and it's now or never.
Yeah, right.
We're in the now or never.
So what is the select board's perspective that they're getting engaged because of what?
Well, I
Well,
think,
with in the beginning, Ken and I were talking and trying to figure out how to not sign that form. And the state basically says you can't.
Yeah.
You're signing it, and if you don't, you give up all your rights.
the intent.
So I don't know what the point of our signatures are, because you have no choice not to sign it,
It's basically an acknowledgement.
Yeah,
basically. And we contacted DES, and they basically said, it's a logging operation, there's nothing you can do.
It's economics.
The only thing you can do is if they convert the land. And the fact that they approached the planning board and said, what if? And here's what we want to do with it. It was an informal discussion, so it doesn't count.
It's not.
We can't acknowledge that they have an intent to convert the land,
Yeah.
even though everybody knows they have the intent to convert the
Yeah.
land. So they don't give a crap how much damage they do.
And I mean, I don't know, I mean, hopefully a lawyer would have interpreted that you couldn't do anything about that, because, you know, if they're doing a land conversion, and you go in there and you see that it's tricky, right? Because the way the law, the way that the lawyers write this stuff up, a land conversion is, oh, they're making roads. Well, they're not really making any roads, but they're clearing the whole thing, right? They're not putting an infrastructure in it, they're just clearing everything, getting it ready for infrastructure, and that's the gray area, right?
Well, at this point, the only thing that's officially acknowledged is they're logging it.
It's a forestry cut.
Right, and, well, we're just gonna leave it and let the trees grow back.
But see, if it
Until
were,
they take the next step
Yeah.
and say, we wanna bulldoze and put roads and houses in. Our hands are largely tied.
yeah, if it's a real forestry cut though, for forestry purposes, you'd think there'd be a regeneration plan and things like that, right? I mean,
So is it required?
no, but it's all circumstantial. You
That's
know,
the problem,
right.
because it was an informal discussion, we're not allowed to use it.
So
No.
what is the
Yes.
hope for next Tuesday then? Where is the leverage or whatever?
So what I asked for was that, there's enough, in my view, there's enough information out there that we could ask the lawyers to allow us to put a stop work, and you can use the word temporary stop work on the forestry activities and all activities on the property until the soil contamination issue is understood.
Okay,
So, and then, so in the I sent Carol a letter today. Did you see it? No? Okay, I sent Carol a letter today saying, this would be the ask of the Concom, just like I described. And then I put in, you know, 5 or 6 bullet points of, you know, detail that support that ask. And then I listed the chronology of events. You know, they came for the consultation, you know, on this day. Planning board said this on this day, letter intent to cut came in on this day, you know, abutters filed these complaints with DES on this day to do this, and just so that at least when the lawyer looks at it, they say, okay, here's the ask, here's the detail, and then here's the chronology of events, and see if they will allow us to do it.
okay.
I mean.
So it's basically just asking them to stop what, so we can do water testing?
No, so that we tell the owners to conduct a soil analysis of their property.
Oh, okay.
So, I didn't even get into the Class A water stuff, because that's trickier, because they haven't really got near the stream yet. Right, so we don't really have any data or evidence that says, hey, they're potentially contaminating the stream with runoff. So even though Jamie Jones, one of the abutters, filed a complaint with DES when, you know, that landing site in that big rainstorm we had a month or so ago, and he went out there and filmed it all, it's all running out right down to the brook. So, but they came out and looked at it, yeah.
yes, but there's still potential for violations if the basal area thing gets done.
Yeah, I think that.
And they can
that's a
be
good one.
fined.
I think that's a good one. I mean, I think what, what's his
Simon,
name, Dennis Simon?
Simon Dennis.
Simon did was spot on. He did a whole acre. They
He's a
looked-
very sharp guy, you know,
Yeah.
he's only been a month for, I mean, in there for a year or so, but he was a selectman for 9 years in Vermont, and I'm sure he has some kind of professional training. He is thorough.
Yeah, he's pretty good. He's pretty good. I mean, I thought it was really good. I mean, when I looked at his spreadsheet, I was like, and looked at his details, like, this is nice. I mean, it's,
Very
yeah,
scientific.
yeah. I mean, I wouldn't have downplayed, I wouldn't have emphasized
Error.
the errors. I would just, this is it, you know, and let somebody else dig into the errors, you know, but I think it's very good. What he did is he took that whole acre north of the orchard on North Road that
Near the
goes
town
towards
forest.
the town forest. He took that whole acre strip along the road and they basically measured every cut stump and every tree behind for the, and came up with his base calculations that way, which is a great way to do it.
But it's sometimes tricky because the skidder and stuff bulldozes even the stumps away and you don't even know, you can't count trees, they're gone.
Right. Right. Yeah, you can't tell them.
59% is on the low end, not the high end.
Probably,
Yeah,
probably, that's how I was thinking about it.
yes,
So the way the science tells you to do it is to take 1/10 acre circles, which is 37-foot diameter circle, and then do a basal area calculation for that. And then do another one in another spot, and then do another one in another spot, and take the averages of them. So that's what the science, the forestry science tells you to do. That's their kind of their standard metric. But I mean, he just did a whole freaking acre. I was like, well, that was excellent.
yeah.
Is the 50% is what they were supposed to do?
Oh,
No more than
yeah, no more than.
No more than
He
50%.
says they did 59.
And is that just in their plan or
That's a state
logging?
law. That's a state law.
that's state law?
Yeah, RSA 227, something or other.
I suspect loggers break
Yeah, yeah.
that all the time.
Yeah,
So there's some exemptions. So if you have a conversion harvest versus a forestry harvest,
Mhm.
you're exempt from that basal area law. So there are some exemptions.
Okay.
And then there are some exemptions on the water stuff too, where,
so you're saying, that means though that they could have filed for a conversion cut and gone through all those ropes and done the clear cut and done all this stuff.
right,
But they would have had to pay land
Exactly.
under current use tax that they don't want to pay.
right, exactly. That was the other thing I was gonna mention at last night's meeting, you know.
But they're gonna have to do that if they,
When they get to that. part.
if they're actually gonna, if their intent is to really develop it, they're gonna have to do it soon.
Did you see that plan where the houses are gonna go?
No,
Okay, so there's a bunch of houses that are gonna go in the orchard right before you get to Putnam and Converse on the
okay.
left. You know that orchard, right?
Mhm.
They have a whole row of houses there.
That's, cause that's easy, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
But it's in the orchard, which we know is the soils. issue,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And they have another row, all along North Road from where it makes the turn, you know, all the way to the
Yep.
town forest border.
On the same side. as-
So
Same
there's a
south.
plan?
Yes,
How can they
Well,
say no plan?
that was the plan that they came to.
That's the original.
It was a
Okay.
hypothetical.
It was a hypothetical.
And
Okay.
the reality is that's what's gonna happen.
right,
But, well, it was an informal discussion, so it
Yeah.
doesn't count.
right.
Yeah, well, I
That-
mean, it
that's-
counts, but it's, because it's information, we know, you know, what their plan is, so.
When we
it's
talked to
like-
the lawyer, they basically said, because it was an informal discussion, you can't use it.
Yeah, so, I mean, I think you need to push back on the lawyers and, you know, just find out how much risk we're willing to absorb in these types of things, right? I mean, the lawyers are gonna tell you, they're gonna give you a 10% risk comment. You know, where we as a town should be willing to take on 80% risk, maybe, on something like this, I don't know, I mean,
Well, it may be that we can't do anything ahead of time with the threat of, the soil is contaminated, you can't sell the house. or whatever,
Yeah,
whatever happens after the fact, which,
yeah,
you know, there's business logic and then there's politic logic.
Right, yeah.
Politic logic ain't very logical.
so. So just to kind of close the loop, you know, there have been a couple of complaints filed by abutters and some of the Wilton people, which I haven't seen their complaints. That got response from DES. You know, DES did send a letter to. I think they sent it to the owners from Jamie Jones's first complaint, you know, stating that. It's a potential violation or something like that. It was kind of a weakly worded reprimand, you know, and it wasn't, you must do this by this day. It was kind of like, you guys should probably go look at that silt thing, and you should stop work on it until you get a silt fence in there and stuff like that. So, and, you know, they didn't pay any attention to that. I wonder if even the letter went directly to the owner. I wonder if he even passed it down to his logger, to his forestry.
Do we know who's doing it? The forest logging company?
Well, it's New England Forestry Consultants is the forestry managing the project. And then I think it's Foresight Logging. I remember the name. Do you remember the name of the side of the trail?
Well, the guy's name is Daniel Reed.
He's the forestry agent for New England Forestry Consultants, but the loggers are some other company. When I talked to him, he said, I'm putting it all out for bid. And he goes, I'm gonna try to get like 2 or 3 different companies in here and do it, you know, in the month of May. So,
Yeah, okay.
but, so anyways, so there was response from DES to that Jamie Jones complaint. Then Jamie Jones, contacted the state forester and asked him about the basil stuff, and he sent one of his sergeants out, looked at it, and she said, yeah, it looks okay. I mean, there doesn't appear to be any violations here on basil or I forget what the other thing was. So and then we as a Concom sent a letter to DES to ask them to declare the site potentially contaminated, and they said they would do that, and it would be in their one-stop database. It's not there yet. And then we asked them to order up a soil sampling plan and analysis to the owners, and they said they wouldn't do that because their precedent is that the agriculture techniques used back then that delivered the poison to the land were all standard of agricultural practice. So they assumed that it was done according to the standards of practice. So unless they have evidence that suggests that it wasn't done according to the standards of practice, they won't do anything about it. And then they said, if you give me some data, then we'll look at it. But we assume that it was done according to the standard of practice unless we know otherwise. And so there's
Just like they did before Rachel Carson, the same standards.
Yeah. And then I got a letter from, I think Jamie Jones dug it up, from 2011, an orchard development down in Hollis or Nashua. A letter by the environmental firm that was doing the analysis, and it was the exact same language, DES language. It's like, you know, the standard of practice was this, so.
Well, they applied DDT according to the practice.
Yeah, which was fine, right? It was accepted. That was legal.
Just finds all
Right.
roots started dying.
Right.
Yeah.
But, you know,
That orchard is, they took all the trees out and it just stayed,
Yeah.
they can't build on it.
right,
That's what.
right.
And that may be what happens here.
Hmm.
That because when they file for the conversion permit, I think they're gonna have to do the soil samples. When they do the soil samples and it fails, it may be tough shit, guys, you got the money out of the
Yeah, unless
timber and that's all you're getting.
Unless
except
they
now
strip
the
this shit all
section-
out there and building all these landing sites and remove all the soils and stuff. That was one of the things we
But
got.
they can remove soil from whatever it is, 160 acres. I mean, how
Well,
big a property
well,
we're
that
talking?
landing site,
They're gonna build along the roads, and the first one is in the orchard. The second one, no, I don't think it's in an orchard. I'm not sure that it apple trees made it all the way to North Road.
According to Jamie Jones, there is a strip on North Road, right, on both sides of it.
Mhm.
And then according to Jamie, deeper up in, back
Hmm.
down that Foster Road, that Class 6 road, that goes back.
Yeah, that's on the other side. I'm talking about the town forest,
Oh, yeah,
that area there, because that's where they have a plan for houses. Right up to the very edge, the border of the town forest.
yeah,
So that's the most likely place they can do something and not get too hung up with the problems that they
Yeah.
have otherwise. And then, the monks, they have money to quote, buy something.
yeah.
Maybe they will help out. Maybe they will try to buy some of it.
Yeah, I mean, supposedly the abutters have the resources to
Yeah.
purchase all the land.
Yeah.
But,
Really?
yeah, but there's a combination, this is what I've been told, it's a combination of the owners don't respond to them. When they make these inquiries about purchasing the land, and B, all the abutters aren't really all on the same page as to how to be,
How to manage it.
Well, even how to buy,
Group
even
ownership.
like, the group ownership part,
Yeah.
like Sally Mann lives across the street with her husband, they would probably just want to buy a strip on the other side.
Yeah.
But that happens to be where those houses are going.
Yeah. So it's a little tricky, I mean,
I don't know how it's possible to unravel the mess anyway, even if they packed up and left. It would be 50 years before the forest. again.
which is fine, right? I mean,
No, that's, I
it's
mean,
acceptable,
it's better than a development.
yeah, probably. But I think the only card we can play is the soil contamination and potential water contamination issues, so. And I know that the Wilton abutters have been regularly monitoring turbidity in the stream downstream, so. And then I was told, I don't know how I was told, who told me, but they haven't seen any issues in it yet, which I wouldn't expect because they haven't really done anything along that stream yet, so.
Yeah.
And, just by comparison, Boo Martin's been testing her water and right there next to it for 50 years, 4 times a year.
4 times a year, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So she has a really solid database on the conditions of water on her property. Cause that stream, goes right past her, right through her.
I wonder when she said she was testing for arsenic. Russ's comment about the 2 different kinds of arsenic.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
wonder if it'd be great if she had 50 years
They're,
of both kinds.
yeah, she probably does.
they're trying to
Probably
discern,
just-
between
They
the
probably
stuff they
just
put on
arsenic.
apple
Yeah.
trees versus what's in the nature, and there's
Yeah,
arsenic with lead
And
versus
you're
arsenic.
turning it out deeper wells, it's really not pertinent to the problem, I don't think. But she's gotta do it for.
she's got a
her
drill well.
license.
It's a public, so at the planning board meeting on Tuesday, and I put this in the minute, so it's public. Jamie explained to her what to do with her water testing, to add testing to see where the arsenic originated from, because they can tell whether it's from the rocks or from, something like the pesticides. And she's also going to add lead as well.
Excellent.
Well, it's interesting, that's, then in my research on it, when they were doing the stuff down in Hollis. And they would take soil samples in a stream to figure out the lead and the arsenic from the thing. They would, they could time date it by the presence of cesium, which is in the soils, and it's all fallout when we used to do nuclear testing in the atmosphere.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and it's like amazing. I was like, why is there cesium there? And then next paragraph down, cesium's from the fallout and the testing in the Bikini Islands. I was like, man, this is freaking amazing. So, it's a little sidebar.
Yeah.
But
So next Tuesday is like a very legal meeting?
It's,
Yeah,
5 o'clock.
It's a closed meeting.
Just what the
We're-
committees, the
we're
committees only,
invited.
no public.
But it's lawyers, right?
It's a lawyer and you should have gotten an invite.
we did,
Um, Okay, Concom was on there. I got it from the select board. She got
I
it
got
from
it too.
Concom.
You did, okay,
Mhm.
yeah, I got it from Carol today,
Yeah, it was from Carol.
yeah. But, did you get it?
On the heading, I made.
Well, I got it probably because I sent her. a
No, you
note.
would have, at the heading of the email,
About 10
it
o'clock
has,
this morning.
Yeah, what's the heading of the email?
Nuclear fallout.
Legal meeting, so 10:20. Legal meeting, RE North Road, Berry Orchard, to the select board, Temple Planning, Concom, and Alan Oxman.
Yeah, he's
So
not-
board
you guys-
assistant,
So you guys should have gotten it because it's
Board,
on
yeah.
Concom distribution.
it's from board assistant.
Okay, I did see that. I didn't see that as an invitation.
It is,
Yeah, the three
because
commissions.
It all,
please note, this is a legal meeting which is not posted to the public, but you're on the distribution,
Yeah,
which is an.
I got it.
it doesn't communicate that though. It's basically like, this is happening, you know, you are invited. There's nothing that says I'm invited, other than the fact that I received it.
Right.
But that's just,
Well, you were, it was to you as a legal meeting.
Who's gonna run this meeting, Ken or the lawyer or what, how's
I would imagine it's gonna be Ken.
Okay,
and Laura is the town's or the select board's lawyer?
yes.
Okay,
I think,
Town council.
town council,
Johnson, okay.
town council, okay.
But, you know, so where do you stand, Clay, on how much legal risk you would be willing to advocate for in this, you know? Because my sense is that, not everybody on the select board is willing to challenge a legal opinion and say, well, you know, I want this thing to get resolved and, you know, and.
well, I think it's a legitimate, I don't see it as risk. When a lawyer basically says, you can't, I take it as you can't. If they go, well, you shouldn't, then I ask why not?
Yeah.
And push back. And I got this as because it was an informal discussion, you cannot use conversion as the criteria. You have to use logging as a criteria, and here's the set of rules. Basically, they can do anything they want.
I think what Mike is getting at is not the legal opinion, but if your lawyers say you are right and their lawyers say you're wrong, are we willing to pay money to legally go after it? Because we've been paying a lot of legal fees for the Marshes,
Yeah.
and we haven't got a penny, right? They
Yeah,
haven't paid any of their stuff, so even when you win, you don't, you lose.
But on that, and I think he has started to pay, I don't know. I
Really?
know he was overdue.
Well,
on
yeah.
one of his things, and I talked to Ken about that. But he's like, if he doesn't pay, we just slap a lien on it. And you may not be able to collect until at some point in the future when he sells. Right, because,
Yeah.
you know, now, can you put a lien on, I don't know exactly how all that works. Can you put a lien on it
You
and
can
it
put a
keeps
lien.
increasing until you basically foreclose? I don't know. I mean, can you take the property? Because you can take the property if they don't pay the taxes.
Yeah.
But can you take the property if they don't have if they don't pay a settlement?
Yeah. But, you know, the way I think about it is that, you know, there's, like Simon was talking about cease and desist. I'm not talking about cease and desist, I'm talking about temporary stop work. Here's the conditions. And then if the lawyer gives me some wishy-washy, oh, yeah, blah, 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 I would say, I don't care, do it, I'm gonna do it. And that's the risk that I would be willing to absorb, because I look at that, okay, what's the downside of that? The logger's gonna sue me? Probably not. The owner is gonna come back and sue me? Probably not. But is it force a dialogue? Maybe, right? So that's the kind of risk reward conversation that I'd like to have.
If you issue a stop work order, what if they don't?
Then you have to go in and enforce it.
Right,
So,
but then you wind up in court, and I don't know any of this, but do you wind up in court? And, you know, they don't show up, and then what happens? And, you know, I won suits and not seen a dime for it,
Yeah.
because it's like, yeah, come collect.
Right.
It would have cost me more to pay the sheriff to go try and collect, and there's no guarantee that I'd collect
Yeah.
than it was worth.
Yeah, so I mean, this is a little different in the sense that, you know, we're just trying to force an action. You know, we're not necessarily looking for any money, right? We're actually want to force a reaction of the owners. You know, to say, hey, you know, there's a belief, historical belief that your land could be contaminated with pesticide. So it's a high risk to the community. It's a high risk environmentally and health wise. We want to get an answer to that before you proceed with your work. I mean, it's,
I suppose with my business hat, if I was in their shoes,
yeah, I would say,
what are you gonna
I
do?
would say that's
What are you gonna do? to me?
right. And
Well,
then,
you can't do anything to me until we go to apply for the
yeah,
conversion / building permit, at which point, all you would do to me then is what you would have done to me anyway,
right.
if I hadn't ignored you.
But all these guys, their licenses are at stake when this stuff happens. The forester, the loggers.
Well, I think that's a different.
It
If
is.
they're violating, because in the thing we were forced to sign, basically said they will log it in accordance with all of these RSAs.
Right.
Right, so I think what we have to do for them to lose their license, we have to show that they violated some of those laws.
Yeah, so
Yeah, and I don't know
you
how to
just,
do that.
you just want to, it's just a saber rattling game, right? To see if you can get somebody to blink. To
Well,
say, okay,
Let's see what the lawyer said,
Yeah.
if there is,
but that's
there
the
is something-
conversation that I'm hoping that we can have with the lawyers and say, okay, look, we want you guys to blink.
well, you know more about this stuff, and you're invited.
I
You
know,
have every right to say all of this,
I'm going to.
and I'll listen and absorb, and,
Yeah,
you know, when I get the vote, I'll make as intelligent a vote as I
Is
can.
it here?
it's in the town hall.
Big room? Okay.
Yeah.
I
I
mean,
mean,
there's probably gonna be a bunch of people there.
I've done a lot of lawyer meetings in my life and, you know, you can't, this will sound stupid, you can't disrespect them, but you can't really respect what they say either. You need to challenge, push back hard on them. And I mean, you probably had the same.
It's a lot easier with business.
It's a lot easier with
And I was
business.
finding out with, like I said, politics, there's no logic.
Yeah.
They have some stupid ass laws that you have to follow,
Yeah,
right? And it's like, where does this come from? Because somebody with the IQ of a rock got it passed.
yeah,
Yeah.
they're called representatives.
I know,
But the thing-
and I dealt with, I mean, there are some that are pretty smart.
Yeah.
There are also some that are pretty stupid, and you
And-
go, how did you get elected? I'm not sure you know how to tie your shoes.
But that's what you should be thinking about. I mean, is like, it's like, okay, work through my, you know, what are the what ifs? What do I think that lawyer is gonna tell me? And then what are my 10 what ifs, you know?
Keep in mind, I've been doing this for 3
Yeah.
months, so I have no idea what I'm doing yet. I'm still way down here on the learning curve.
Yeah, but that's not the point, right? The point is that you've had the legal confrontation experience. And you know how the lawyers are just kind of
Oh, I
riding
know,
the fence.
But, so like, you ask the right questions, I can play off that.
Okay,
I'm at a point where I don't know what the questions ask,
yeah.
right? I just don't know what the rules are.
I'll send you the stuff that I've sent them in the past. And then,
I'll
you know,
read what I can.
so.
I need to retire.
Before we-
It's really good.
Before we get done, I need, Mike,
Sorry.
do we need Jeff Littleton and company to do water testing?
Well, I was gonna ask you about that. Did they ever give us a number of a cost?
No, because they're like, so what do you want to actually do? Like, and I don't know what tests,
Yeah.
you know, and then they were like, we have water loggers, we can do all kinds of stuff. And then you told me, that's gonna be expensive. And so I'm like, all right, so I asked them, could you come to this meeting or just come here tonight so we could talk about it?
You
Yeah.
can't-
And they
you can't
didn't-
Come to the Tuesday meeting.
No, I meant just a regular old public Concom. That's what, and I meant tonight, and Steve didn't get back,
Yeah.
so,
So
we
the-
can still have like a meeting just between the two of us. And I think what we agreed, the two of us were asked to do, we can still make decisions with
Yeah.
Jeff. If you wanted to have a meeting with them, I can set up something, or I don't know how we should proceed.
Yeah, apparently the Wilton people are doing a lot of water monitoring for this downstream for this, so. And I've talked to Jen Beck via email, Jennifer Beck on email a few times, and she says they have money in their budget. We're gonna doing some water monitoring. Alec McMartin is doing his own water monitoring. And they're all looking at turbidity, because that's what the DES guy said to look for. And he said, once you see a change in turbidity and there's upstream activity, then that would trigger your next level of testing that you'd want to do. So.
And turbidity is cheap, right?
Should be cheap, yeah. I mean, kinds
What
of
is
just.
turbidity?
It's just cloudiness,
It's
right?
light in the water, and they use it in like,
Cloudiness in the water.
they have what's
Oh,
called
okay. That's what
the,
it sounded like.
it's a little white disc that you put down and.
So it's not looking for chemicals.
No,
It's
just
just looking for turbidity, which is cloudy, which means they're disturbing it. But it's not looking for arsenic or anything like that, which I think Jeff's people could do that, but that's gonna be more money.
Yeah, so I'm thinking that we just ride with the Wilton data
Okay.
at this point.
Okay,
And then if they see something, then we would probably. It's tricky, because, I mean, if you read the science, you gotta take soil samples out of the middle of the stream to look for lead and arsenic, and that's gonna be tricky,
well,
That's
I mean,
hard to do.
I don't know. Do we know what we're looking for? Like not turbidity, beyond that, like, let's just say, okay, there's turbidity, what are we going to look for? Is it arsenic?
Yeah, so. And I'm just remembering the literature. The literature, when they did that down in Hollis, they did soil samples within the bed, the stream bed. And looking for, this is where they saw the cesium. And
Yeah.
they figured out, the age of the stuff. And then they were looking at lead and arsenic, the byproducts of the lead arsenic. So that's what they were looking for. They're
Okay,
attached to the sediment that flows down the stream and then settles.
so maybe I should ask Jeff, what would it take to get a baseline for lead and arsenic in the water today before they start to disturb the soil? And that would be disturbing the soil in the orchards, which they haven't done yet, right?
Right.
right,
Okay, I mean, we could
it's worth doing.
we could just ask, I could ask,
Yeah.
like that's what we would want for, just to get a baseline. They're not disturbing it yet, but when and if they.
I have a question about where, so
Right,
that Putnam Road,
yeah,
that's a town way, right?
right.
Okay.
We can do that.
So we could do it at the
At
bridge.
that bridge, because that
Yeah.
water right there is the perfect place.
Right.
It's coming from all the ways that it comes, and it's really a nice trout stream right now.
Right,
There's
but
significant trout.
actually where the bridge is on both sides is Barry land, though, right?
Yeah, but
There's a
according to
rough,
state law, nobody owns the water. And it's a public passageway, that bridge, so you can get water samples from there. The abutters own to the middle of the stream, but the water is owned by everybody, so. You
Okay,
can collect water.
so
Is it-
I want to explain
saying
that.
it's Barry on both sides.
Barry, I think, is
I
on
think so.
both sides. The brook quickly leaves Barry land.
Yeah.
Once it's on
Who
the,
does it go to next?
I think it's,
Because it's okay to do it where it leaves land, where it leaves Barry land. I mean,
Doesn't the town own 4 feet in from every road?
say that again?
well, they own.
Doesn't the town own a 4-foot right of way? I mean,
Yeah.
or the public has a 4-foot right of way?
They own the pavement, they own
Oh, they only.
Both sides of the road.
Yeah,
Isn't
yeah,
it 20 feet from the?
Not to
sidewalk?
mention, you can do the sampling in the soil beneath the bridge.
yes, yeah, sure,
Yeah.
yeah.
Can I clarify, Sean, you had said water to do a test in the water, but I assume you mean in the stream. So they would actually like be digging into the stream bed as Mike
Yeah,
was.
it would be,
The core sample.
it would be, well, I mean, I thought we were talking about just the water to see if there was any arsenic or lead in the water.
No, so the arsenic or lead will be in the soils in the stream bed.
Right.
The
Okay,
water turbidity is just a biomarker that says, hey, there may be some upstream activity. Maybe we want to start looking for the contamination in the stream bed itself.
okay, so we're looking for
First step is look at turbidity. And then the second step would be, okay, if the increased turbidity, we probably want to take stream bed samples.
but
But no, for Sean's,
you want
Yeah.
something before the turbidity, like as a baseline.
correct,
Yeah,
correct.
Is that unnecessary because the,
No, it is necessary.
yeah, it's always good to have baseline,
okay,
so.
And the
But-
thing is, if the stream bed itself is contaminated, then that shows proof that, I mean, obviously that contamination had to have come from the orchard because it wouldn't have happened naturally.
so,
So what we should ask Jeff is, hey, we want to monitor turbidity. How would you do that? You know, do you have a protocol? Send us the protocol, how you would do it. And B is we want to get a baseline of the stream bed,
stream bed,
the stream bed soils.
soil.
Because we're looking for lead and or arsenic contamination baseline measurements, you know, in the stream bed soils.
And we believe we can do that at the
We
bridge.
can do that at the bridge.
Okay, because he did say, like, you know, he was asking, is it private? Do I have to get permission or is it town-owned land?
We'll tell them we're gonna do it at the town road, the bridges.
Okay, well, I'll see if he's,
It's town-owned bridge.
Yeah,
it's going to be at the bridge crossing a public road.
right.
That's what we were asking.
And there's probably, we could probably consider two sites, the Putnam Road Bridge that's closed, right? And then the bridge up.
On Converse?
That would be good too.
Yeah,
Is there orchards?
well, they're doing work there, so. But
Are they gonna log everything up above there?
they're gonna log everything off of that road, yeah.
Yeah,
across the
well,
road.
absolutely,
So-
that's a good place to check.
So it'd be another good place, and at least up there, we can probably get a real sense of baseline stream bed contamination.
Do you have a link or a document on what this group did in 2011 or whatever it was? Like,
Well,
what,
I just have that letter from I'll send it to you, I have a letter just from the,
DES?
no, it's from a consultant, HTE or something,
Okay,
but they reference DES as. Like, the best article that I found is by that Dartmouth professor, I thought you might have seen that article in your research. Who talked about the Hollis orchards and the streams and the, you know, and the cesium and dating stuff, and the net on it all was it's really unpredictable. It's tricky to do that analysis,
okay.
so, but I'd ask Jeff.
The town was Hollis then.
Yeah, I'll send you the article,
Okay.
so.
It would be good to have arm Jeff with
Yeah,
where we're coming from, like
Right.
what we're, if if he responds with, I don't know what you're talking about, I was like, well, I need to give him like, well, this is what we're educating ourselves with.
I'll send you a couple of articles on lead arsenate orchards in when the soils get disrupted, the mobility of the compounds and things like that, and I'll send you that article by that Dartmouth guy.
Okay,
So, who talks about monitoring in the streams
in the streams,
and around the
Maybe-
streams.
maybe I did not maybe I might have that, but send me the link anyway, but
Yeah.
I wasn't aware that they were monitoring the bed. Like they were,
Yeah,
they were
that's what
doing
they
it
did,
in the
yeah,
bed of
yeah,
this,
yeah.
of the stream, not the soil per se. Okay,
Yeah. But anyways.
I'll
that's
follow
what's
up with
going
Jeff
on.
on that and see if I can get some sort of a estimate or recommendation.
Yeah, when I talked to, what's the guy's name from Sorlac?
Corey Ritz.
Corey, when I was talking to Corey, he gave me a bunch of consulting firms and I talked to one person, one of the firms, and it was gonna be in the thousands of dollars, you know, so I was like, yeah, okay.
Is that prohibitive? Like,
For us, we don't have the money to do it, you know,
what's our budget then? 500?
well, we have Butkus for this, so we'd have to take 500 from our general
Okay,
miscellaneous expenses and maybe, you know, and if we needed more, we'd have to probably forego mowing the fields. This, if we thought this, you know, this is worth an expense, so
so we
I think.
we budgeted 0 for it. We need to know what we're willing to spend.
Well, we approved 500, so,
Okay, all right.
so,
I'll,
but I think for next year's budget, we probably want to make, if this thing is still alive, we probably want to put in some.
So speaking of which,
Money
as a
for
quick
it.
aside, I have to represent Concom for the Budget Advisory Committee. So when we do a budget, you gotta get it to me. So in the like August, September timeframe.
Yeah, yeah,
We gotta do a budget so I can present it to Budget Advisory Committee.
yeah, yeah, no problem. It's pretty straightforward usually. So, I mean, we don't have a lot of money. But we'll
Yeah,
probably,
they gave me all the easy ones this year.
yeah,
What's happening with, George's land on 45? There had some, where they had cleared, well, did some forestry
Yeah.
there across from the field, just past, town
Yeah.
office.
Eric was doing that, Eric and his dad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
George forced that responsibly. I
Yeah,
was talking to him, he's got 2 or 3 chunks of land that he was saying that he's gonna have to sell. At some
okay, that's
point.
what,
It's 86.
that's what they're doing. They had the surveyors there today.
Okay, well,
He's only
I
86.
think he's 86.
Sounds right.
But I already told him that, you know, when he gets ready to sell them, give me a shot at it.
Yeah,
I don't know if I can afford it, but I wouldn't mind.
Yeah, he was
Having 100
surveying that
acres of
section
forest or
today.
he's got that nice land over on Howard Hill Road.
Uh,
That abuts, the backside of Weston.
you know, when he decides that he's gonna sell, I don't know if I'd be in a position to buy 100 acres of land, but
Yeah,
That section right across from where Christine Rovedale,
yeah.
that's a beautiful piece of property.
Beautiful.
It's just covered with mountain laurels.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
love Mount
And it has the big,
Pretty.
and it has the big view of our beautiful Chris Weston.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Yeah, it's nice land there.
but he knows at some point he's gonna have to sell
Mhm.
it. So,
All right.
that would be nice.
Let's wrap it up.
Yeah.
Ready?
Yep. Motion to adjourn.
Second, all in favor?
Hi there.
Aye. It is now 7:11.
All right. Awesome. Thank you all.
Thank you.
But, Sean, you want to shut that
Email
down?
railing about
oh,
at the
yeah.
beginning of your meeting last night.
So.
We're off the record now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're